Hey guys, let's talk about the energy sources. So here we are going to see the various sources of energy. Basically, this means that where energy can be generated. So let's see the types of energy sources. We have to know that energy sources, these are the material that lead to the generation of certain kind of energy. We've already seen that there are potential and kinetic energy. Now here we'll see the sources of this kind of energy. Now basically there are two main types of energy sources: the renewable energy sources and the non-renewable energy sources. Starting with the renewable energy sources, these are the energy sources that can be replenished easily and within a short period of time. It means that these energy sources can disappear, uh, uh, can disappear quickly, and they can be restored quickly and simply, so they can be regenerated again easily. So that's why they are called renewable. This means they can be renewed again. So they include such as biomass, geothermal energy, hydroelectric power, solar energy, and the wind energy. Non-renewable energy sources, these are the energy sources that cannot be replenished within a short period. Means that they cannot be regenerated within a short period of time. They run out eventually, and they require a longer time to be regenerated again. They include coal, petroleum, natural gas, propane, and uranium. So these are the main examples of non-renewable energy sources. Let's see biogas as the renewable alternative source of energy. Biogas, this is the gaseous fuel produced by the decomposition of organic matter, simply as biomass. Now, under anaerobic conditions, which means that the conditions whereby there is no supply of oxygen, bacteria feed on the waste organic products, such as animal manure and straw, and make them decay. Now, the product of decaying those formed from this decay is called as the biogas, which consists mainly of the methane, while though there can be other gases such as carbon dioxide, ammonia, etc., that may also be produced in a very small quantities. Now, the raw materials for the biogas production may be obtained from varieties of sources, which include as the livestock and the poultry wastes, uh, crop residues, food processing, and the paper waste. So all these are just raw materials for the biogas production. Let's see the model of a biogas plant. The biogas plant basically consists of two components: the digester, that is the fermentation tank, and a gas holder. Starting with the digester, that is also known as the fermentation tank. From the name, you can simply know that fermentation takes place in this uh, container. Now, the digester in here basically is a cube-shaped or cylindrical waterproof container with an inlet into which the fermentable mixture is introduced in the form of liquid slurry. Now, let's see the gas holder. The gas holder is normally an airproof steel container that floats on the fermentation mix. By floating like a ball on the fermentation mix, the gas holder cuts off the air that is to the digester, that is anaerobic, and collects the gas generated. So you have to note, as the safety measure, it is common to bury the digester in the ground or to use a greenhouse covering. So I hope it's clear. We've seen that in the model of the biogas plant, there are two components: the digester, is where the fermentation process takes place to generate that gas, that is the biogas, and the gas holder, that is a container that holds the produced gas. So as you can see, this is the diagram of a model for biogas plant, whereby, as you can see, there is a container. There are two of them. I hope you can see them clearly. There is a container where there is a feed slurry where you feed the raw material that can be dung plus water, and you have to provide like a steering. Then there's a gas holder whereby gas is being held for some time, then it is collected aside. But also there is a fermentation chamber that is just below and can be buried down so as to facilitate good fermentation. So that's shortly about the model for biogas plant. Let's see the reasons for the use of biogas as the alternative source of energy. The first one is that this biogas does not produce much smoke or ash, which could otherwise pollute the atmosphere or land. So we simply use biogas because it is less pollutive. When the gas is burnt, it produces very little smoke and no ash as compared to other sources of fuel such as wood. The other reason that the use of biogas for cooking and heating prevents the cutting down of trees that were needed for the activity. Uh, so the cutting down of trees that could have been used to harvest the firewood or burn charcoal for fuel, a practice that may result to soil erosion, drought, etc. So hence using the biogas as fuel helps to conserve the environment as the normal cutting of trees may be done. So in such it preserves the environment. The other reason that using cow dung, poultry manure and the other uh, excreta for the biogas production helps keeps the environment clean because these materials are put into alternative use instead of just being dumped on land. In fact, that will lead to the pollution of the environment. The other reason is that some biomass employed in the biogas production is toxic and harmful. So by letting these materials be digested by the bacteria, they may be turned into non-toxic materials that are harmless to humans, plants, animals, and the soil. The excreta also that is used for the production of biogas produces foul smell if not properly disposed of. Now, using this excreta for the generation of biogas means no more bad smell in the air. So it fascinates the fresh air in the environment. The other reason that health hazards are associated with the use of sludge for the untreated human excreta as a fertilizer. So in general, digestion time for the 14 days at 35 degrees is effective in killing the eccentric bacterial pathogens and the eccentric enteric group of viruses. So in this context, therefore, biogas production would provide a public health benefit beyond that of any other treatment in managing the rural health and the environment of the developing countries. So that's all for this video. I hope it's clear. We've seen the two main types of sources of energy. Uh, we've talked about them briefly, then we will later on discuss the production for biogas as the alternative source of energy and the reasons for the use of this alternative source of energy. Thank you.